out today? So you say Leonardo? Da Vinci.
Leonardo da Vinci was a scientist, an artist, and an inventor in Italy.
He's from Italy. Here's our little boot-looking one.
Oh, yay!
Here's a picture of Leonardo da Vinci.
Leonardo da Vinci was born in 1452 and died in 1519. He was around like 67 years old.
Leonardo da Vinci is known as the Renaissance man, but he was good at many things. He was good at science. He was good at art. He was good at sculpting, painting, drawing, and he was very famous during his lifetime. He is considered one of the most intelligent and creative men in all of history. All right, during this time in history, in 1453, the Turks conquer Constantinople, ending the Byzantine Empire and beginning the Ottoman Empire. In 1492, Christopher Columbus becomes the first European to encounter the Caribbean islands. And also in 1517, the Protestant Reformation began. In your student guide, there is a quote in the back that you can trace, and it says, "Learning never exhausts the mind." And that's what Leonardo da Vinci said. I love that quote. Learning never exhausts the mind. Remember it. All right, the first piece of art that we are going to study is called the Mona Lisa. This is a very, very, very famous painting. Here it is. Her identity is a mystery. We don't know who she is. But it is an oil painting on a wood panel. It is not very big. It's only 21 inches by 30 inches tall. And so when I was... Okay, we're back. So the painting was painted sometime around 1503 and 1519. Not exactly sure the exact date, but around that time.
Well, that painting sounds pretty old and pretty valuable.
It is very valuable. Have you ever seen the Mona Lisa? Maybe a reprint, or you saw it on TV, or maybe you were blessed enough to see it in person.
I've seen the Mona Lisa on a few cartoons.
Yeah, I think it's in a lot of cartoons. We read a book. The Hardy Boys had a mystery that dealt with the Mona Lisa. It was really cool. Con Artist in Paris. We recommend it.
Where there was like a laser pointer where it was...
Don't give it away. Let them read the book. It's good. But I saw it when I went to Paris, and it is not very big, and there's a huge line to go see it. So just be prepared. There's a big line, and it's not very big. But it's cool. It's cool of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be able to see such a famous piece of art. Now you can take your student books and you can glue in your Mona Lisa. These two crazies are being a little bit loud today, so they somehow found our reward jar of chocolate chips and
they're singing Crazy Frog.
And they're helping themselves to some chocolate. I'm not sure if this is a great idea to add sugar. The next piece of art that we are going to study is called the Self-Portrait in Red Chalk. Here it is.
So that's red chalk?
It's red chalk. It is believed that Da Vinci was around 60 years old when he drew this portrait above himself. It's around 1510, maybe he drew this. A portrait is when an artist paints himself. Either you can use, you can paint yourself, or you can use oils, or you can use chalk, or you can use pencils, or maybe it's a photograph.
But it's pen?
Or pen. It can be, but it's a depiction of yourself. And usually it's only of your face. It's not your whole body. Usually it's just a headshot. This picture was drawn in red chalk on paper. And this portrait, it still exists, but the public cannot see it because it's way too fragile. And if you see really closely, there's little brown spots on it. And these were not part of the original paint, the original picture. Instead, these are just damaged from moisture. Our third piece of art that we are going to study today is called Lady with an Ermine.
What's an ermine?
An ermine is this little creature down here.
It kind of looks like a possum mixed gopher.
And so
Looks like a possum rat.
It is kind of like a little critter. But this is the interesting part of it. An ermine is known for its cleanliness, its purity. That it is said
Purity?
that it's not blemished, it's not dirty.
Ew.
Good question. But an ermine is said that it would much rather face death than to get dirty. That's not my kids. My kids are totally okay with getting muddy and dirty, but
That is awful.
it is known to be a very clean animal, and it's been known to be a pet among like the wealthy and the royal, the popular at that time. So the painting was made around 1489 to 1490. It is an oil painting on a wooden board. It is only 21 inches by 15 inches wide. The woman painted, her name is Cecilia, and she is in this portrait, and she's wearing a Spanish style dress, and which was very popular at that time. But the ermine that is painted with her is a little bit larger than a typical ermine. And
maybe it's fed well.
I think that he purposely made it larger to make it stand out in the photo, because this really had a lot of like more hidden meanings behind it, that the way that they're looking off to the side, and that there's something that's supposed to be grabbing their attention. During this time, this young woman was engaged to somebody, and the engagement was called off, and so this was more of a he wanted to show her beyond just being a beautiful face, which she has a very beautiful face, by the way, but she was more than just a beauty. He wanted it to show that there was more depth to her. So this actually had a lot more deeper meaning to the picture, just besides, hey, this is a picture of a pretty girl. She's said to be about 16 years old. And
nowadays, she would be able to drive.
She would. My kids have now asked if we can have a pet ermine, and the answer is no, we're not having a pet ermine.
What?
I am not very much of a pet person. We keep our little people alive.
But
Sturms, if you are watching this, you, I guess, could find an ermine, because
it's in Alaska.
There are ermine found in Alaska. We did a search, and ermine can be found in Alaska. So happy hunting. Maybe you will have a pet ermine. And if you do, FaceTime my kids, because they would love to see you playing with your pet ermine. And our final artwork that we are going to study today is called The Last Supper. This is
Hey, is that when Jesus was about to get crucified?
It is right after Jesus announced that he was going to be betrayed, and then there was the Last Supper, and this is what the depiction is of them talking right after. What do you mean? If you look at it, you can see them being like, "What do you think it is? Who's gonna betray Jesus?" And the other one's like, "Not me, not me."
The picture's kind of blurry.
Well, that's because it came out of our printer.
Yeah.
But in real life, it's not blurry. And in real life, it's really humongous. It is over 29 feet wide by 15 feet tall. Humongous. That's not going to fit inside our house. But it is from, it was painted around.
Would that even fit in our door?
No, it would not fit through our door. We'd have to rip out the side of our house to be able to put it.
What about in the garage?
I don't know. I'm not good with measurements. You have to ask Dad. 29 feet. I don't know. That's really long.
How did he ever?
Really big. 15 feet tall. I don't know if we have 15-foot ceilings in the garage.
How did he ever paint that?
It's
He
big.
needed like a ladder.
That's longer than Daddy's measuring tape.
Yes, our measuring tape doesn't go that far.
It only reaches up to 25 feet.
Okay, let's finish this. Okay, so it was painted around 1495 to 1496. Took about a year to paint. And it is one of the world's most recognizable paintings, one of the most popular paintings. It is based off the John chapter 13, verse 21 Bible verse, where it talks about Jesus had just announced that one of his disciples would betray him, and then now they're eating the Last Supper. And this is now, it's a mural. It is on a convent wall and in Milan. And a mural is when you paint directly onto the wall. And so it's not like a picture on a canvas or on a piece of wood.
I thought it was on a canvas.
No, this is directly on a wall. So you'd have to rip the wall out and bring it to your house.
That's what they did?
No, it's preserved on the wall. Today for learning how, we're gonna focus on the self-portrait. So we're gonna get a mirror like this one, and we are going to look at ourselves and we're gonna draw self-portraits. Remember, a portrait is usually of just your head, like a headshot. Think about like a passport photo or a driver's license or an ID. It's just of your head. And so you're going to get a piece of paper, and Leonardo da Vinci, he did his in red chalk, so you can get chalk if you want to. Chalk is maybe a little messy, so make sure you ask your parents first, or you can just do colored pencils or crayons or pencil, whatever you so please. All right, here we are recording our self-portraits. We have our mirror set up, and they each have a way to draw themselves. Reggie! You're calling a picture of yourself? Let me see your face. Is it going to include that you have chocolate all over your face? Yes.
I cover my face. I open my mouth.
And because you opened your mouth like you were eating. That happened. All right, Josiah.
I put my ear at doctor. I broke it at my head. I broke my head away. I did push me.
All right, Josiah, let me see yours.
My blue eyes.
Well, I think you just shade them in because I think he just used a red chalk. So can you just try to convey that you have blue eyes? Maybe you can shade them in really light so people know that you don't have dark eyes, but you have light eyes. Let me see your eyes. Look at those blue eyes. Wow, what a great self-portrait. Yeah. All right, James.
Your eyes are paper.
James, let me see your self-portrait.
Almost finished.
Is that your beard? All right, Hudson, let me see your self-portrait. Oh, I just knocked the mirror over.
I'm now working on my hair.
Let me
I'm
see.
just working on my hair right now.
Great.
So I got a chance, big thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that notification bell for your newest episode. So stay tuned. See you guys later. Bye.